Alright, what is up? This is Slow Plays, and I am back at it again with some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC 17 speculation and predictions. Yes, we're doing a follow-up video to my initial one where we just kind of got the confirmation that there will be future updates for Xenoverse 2. Okay, again, we have no idea when it will drop or what will be in it, or if it's going to be like an actual DLC pack or just maybe like a free update. We'll see. We'll definitely see, but I think I can say with conviction a little bit more safely that it will be another like actual full DLC pack that they've generally been doing, just because I just gotta say it right now, they generally release 2 DLCs per year. That's something that I've noticed across the board. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes we'll see maybe 3. I can't remember if the earlier ones had some like really early releases, and then they had like a mid-release and then like an end-of-the-year release, okay? So that's usually like a season that they do, like if they, you know, they had like their season pass that they were going with. But for the most part, in recent times, they've generally been doing 2 DLCs per year. So we already had 1 DLC that recently came out. I'm sure that you guys have been enjoying DLC 16 pretty much at this point in time. I think most of y'all, if not all of y'all, have beat everything, got everything, and you're probably ready for some more content, right? But yeah, let's talk about this, okay? So again, what you're seeing on screen right here is not real. It's just a concept I made for a visual, you know, just like some visual aid here, just to see something. Like, I would love to see Shallot and Broly. I feel like they're very popular characters that a lot of people want to see. As you guys know, Saiyans, they sell like a motherfucker, all right? Like right now in the comments, okay? If you like Saiyans, comment Saiyan, okay? Because I know y'all want to be seeing more Saiyan characters, all right? And some people that say that they don't, I understand that you want to see more unique characters. I do too, okay? But let's just be real, okay? Let's be real. These are going to get the most views. These are going to be the characters that, you know, people are hungry for the most, okay? But I digress. Let's go ahead and get into what I think will be the potential release window for this next DLC. Like I said, this is not a confirmation. It's all predictions. It's all speculation. We might not get any info or even, you know, a DLC drop for even maybe another year. It just depends on how much content is being put into it, if there's going to be a story mode. So many factors go into it, okay? But I will say this, okay? The recent 10 million download celebration or whatever, like I said, it did confirm that they want to do more future updates / content, okay? That was an actual statement put out by Bandai. All right, now Bandai's just the publisher, they're not the developer, so they have no control over when or what will be, you know, releasing, right? But at least they know, hey, okay, future content will be a thing, okay? It's not like what a lot of people were thinking initially when DLC 16 dropped, or, you know, before it dropped, where people were like, all right, this is going to be the last DLC, yada, 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 we're moving on to Xenoverse 3. Okay, that's not the case, okay? I'm not going to bring up Xenoverse 3 any further, but I'm you know, it's just a thing that people will be talking about. Okay, Tenkaichi 4 is on the way, so just focus on the upcoming Dragon Ball games, not, you know, hypothetical games that we want that's, you know, not an official announcement yet, okay? So the 10 million copies sold celebration was ass, okay? It's been absolute ass. As you guys saw, we got that Cybermen raid, which was cool because it was a little bit different, a little bit unique, but that's it, okay? Once we reach 10 million killed Cybermen, we get a fucking balloon that says 10 million. If that ain't the dumbest thing and the most, like, poor thing ever, that's such a poor thing to do, okay, for a celebration at this caliber. 10 million is massive, because I don't think any other Dragon Ball game, other than, we're not going to bring up the mobile games because those mobile games go crazy, right? But I'm talking about a console game being sold worldwide, okay? Only Xenoverse 2 and Fighters have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm talking about the individual games, okay? So I feel like that's not it. I feel like it was just because at that time that was a thing, and they just released DLC 16. They were kind of rushed to, you know, put this announcement out there. So maybe, okay, maybe, not saying this is gonna happen, but the 7-year anniversary will be in October of this year, okay? Xenoverse 2 released in October of 2016, so the 7-year anniversary will be this year, okay? We're eventually gonna get it, right? Again, just a visual concept, not real. I just made this real quick in Photoshop. I literally got a 7-year celebration PNG. I just slapped that shit on there for y'all, all right? So that could be maybe when we'll see our next update. Okay, there could be updates in between then. There could be updates, you know, obviously after then, or a DLC drop. I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. But like I said, generally, okay, they've released, like, I think this is the closest I could get in terms of, like, a good example for 2 DLCs releasing in the same year around the same time that is going on right now, okay? So I believe this was 2019. I hope I'm right about that. I think it was 2019 that they dropped DLC Pack 9, which had, you know, the Vegetas and Ribrianne, okay? This dropped in July. Conton City Vote Pack also dropped in July, okay? So this was like a mid-year, or if you want to call it, this was more of like a mid-year, okay, release, okay? We had no DLC earlier. It was just this one, okay? And then they got the confirmation that DLC 10 was going to be dropping, I believe, in December, okay, of the same year. So we had a mid-release and an end-of-the-year release, okay? Generally 2 DLCs. The same situation ended up happening last year with Conton Vote Pack and Superhero Pack 1. Okay, Conton Vote Pack was in July. Superhero Pack 1 was in November. Okay, a lot closer release. And the reason for that being is because the content was very, very minimal. Okay, for DLC 15. All right, with Gohan Gammas, there was no story mode, no partner customization, none of that shit. Okay, it was very, very bare bones, basic. Kind of like with these. Okay, DLC 10 was kind of like that too, where it was like 2 characters, you know, nothing all that crazy or special. But for the most part, you know, it was 2 DLCs in a year. So for Xenoverse 2 DLC 16, we got a release for May. So I mean, it's been a month. Like I said, it's been a month since then. So yeah, I think a DLC 17 could possibly be dropping at the end of the year, depending on if they do any announcements. We'll see via, you know, V-Jump or anything. Again, it's not a confirmation. They could be taking a break. Okay, I think they've taken breaks before for a while until they put out, like, you know, a new announcement. Like we had, for example, the 6 million download celebration / copy sold with Supreme Kai Time. So they could very, very well do just a free update celebration type of deal, maybe for the 7-year anniversary or something. I don't know. Okay, and maybe drop a free character. This was a good update. It wasn't a full DLC pack, but we got 1 new character that was unlockable via an online event, and we got a bunch of free stuff. I think they started. This was like the initiation of the new partner keys. Okay, if I recall correctly. So this was a fantastic update. I say this was one of my favorites because everything was, you know, free in a sense. There wasn't an actual DLC pack that we had to pay for. Okay, and I think this was in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this should have been 2020. So 2020 had a massive like gap in between the DLCs. Okay, between DLC 10 and DLC 11, it was like a full year gap. And obviously, you guys know why. I don't know if they'll do that again, but you know why that happened, because of the pandemic. 2020 was the year that the pandemic just destroyed everybody. They probably thought, all right, what are we going to do right now? They probably had Topo and, you know, PyCon maybe already in development, or I've stated before, maybe they were working on Xenoverse 3. I have no idea, okay? But I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to bring up Xenoverse 3, but it's just a thing that I would always talk about, that 2020 was that year that kind of really fucked everything up. So, you know, they decided, all right, let's do this instead, okay? 6 million downloads, okay, which was like a random-ass number, but they were like, oh, let's just have an excuse to drop some type of content to hold people off, to get people to know that new content is still coming for Xenoverse 2, okay? Because after DLC 10, we thought it was done. They even said, like, oh, the end of Xenoverse 2 at the very end for the end of Z shit. Remember that? But I think it was like in April, May, or June, they dropped their first look at Supreme Kai Time as a celebration character, which was a big surprise. I was like, whoa, they're actually still going to do content? Like, that's crazy. I'm hyped. So we got this, I think, in August, at the very end of August / early September of 2020, if I recall correctly, which, again, like I said, fantastic update. And then at the end of December of 2020, they revealed a full DLC pack, Legendary Pack 1, Pycon being a playable character coming. We didn't know about Topo yet until like a month later. So that was the situation with that. That was the only exception to where we only got one smaller free update for the whole year. So for the most part, every other year in between then has been 2 DLCs, okay? So like I said, I think at the end of the year, maybe November/December, we could see a full DLC release. Maybe we'll get teasers within, you know, a month or two, depending on how many characters. We'll see. We'll see what the decision is on this, because right now we're in a gray area. Like I said, DLC 16 dropped. That was the latest content from actual Dragon Ball, like the series in general. Like I said, superhero movie was fresh at the time, and they released, you know, all these new forms and characters and stuff, but there hasn't been anything new for Dragon Ball since then, okay? No new anime, no new, you know, anything, okay? So they're gonna have to be, whatever DLC that comes next, they're gonna have to be working with older characters, okay? Characters that I feel like maybe I would love, like a Kantan Vote Pack number 2. That would be awesome, okay? I don't know, include... What happened to Android 18 and Bergamo? Like, they were choices, and then they just got deleted completely. Obviously, I'm not saying that they had them made and ready to go. Obviously, if they did, they would have released it. But you gotta, you know, consider the fact that they considered having these characters be playable. So, if the off chance that they won, they would have obviously had to make them playable, okay? So, if they had planned it, at least in terms of the 5 characters that they released, I think that eventually they will release these characters, okay? DBS Android 18, because we already have a DBS Android 17. And then Bergamo, a fresh new face, like a fresh motherfucker right here. He's fresh as fuck. Look at him. Look at him. He's got the scarf. Okay, we have his costume in the game. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's unique, fresh. People would love this character, okay? And, like, Universe 9 rep, come on. Y'all saw from Dragon Ball Legends, they dropped Casserole and Kiawe, or whatever the fuck her name was. So, Universe 4 reps, more Universe 11 reps and shit. Like, all these characters, okay, Kakunza, Rosie, like, all these characters that are in Dragon Ball Legends, they already got stuff made. We could potentially even see them in a DLC for Xenoverse, okay? If they polish them up, make them well done and stuff, like, there's so many characters that were shown in the Tournament of Power that had some cool, unique shit, okay? That they could make maybe 2 to 3 new skills for, a new moveset, and drop it, okay? Because even if you guys don't really care for these type of characters, like, for example, Android 18 or Bergamo, okay? Because I know that they're not super popular, but obviously, you know, Bergamo, for me, I voted for Bergamo, so I want him, like, up ass. Like, that'd be sick. And Android 18 would be cool, too. I'd see what she got. What would they give her, right? The thing that I've stated several times before in the past was that even if you don't care for these characters, I know you guys will like to have the skills of these characters for your character, okay? You can get these skills, whatever skills that they have, and you can slap them onto your own character and have something fresh and new. They might have new mechanics and stuff. Like, regardless of how you feel, if you're excited or not for the characters, I know for a fact you would want to grind out and buy this DLC just to get the skills, okay? Because that's one thing about Xenoverse 2 that is fantastic, is that you can, you know, get all this stuff for your own character, which is a huge, huge, big thing. That's what I feel like that's what's going to sell, not sell, but, like, you know, be the most played and the biggest incentive for continuing to play Xenoverse is customizable character options and updates, right? So that's pretty much the gist of it, what I wanted to kind of get into with this video. Pretty general and straightforward, but, you know, like I said, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated if there's any additional content, reveals, teasers, leaks. Like I said, V-Jump should be like next week. Could be, yeah, it could be around next week. I doubt that they're going to drop any information on any future Xenoverse stuff. We're still waiting on Kakarot. And then obviously, you know, Tenkaichi 4 news and shit. We'll see what's going on with that. But yeah, V-Jump is always a possibility for seeing possible Tenkaichi stuff too. I completely forgot about that just because they usually reveal stuff on the website, but we'll see. We'll see. If if they're going to have it in V-Jump, they usually have it on the website first, okay? So if Xenoverse 2 gets any leaks, it'll probably be on the official site first. So until then, I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments what characters you would like to see, what awoken skills you would like to see. Xenoverse 2, like I said, isn't really ending anytime soon from what they're saying, so obviously new content will be on the way, and there's a lot of content that they could still do, and that I know a lot of us will want to be able to try out, okay? See you guys next time. Peace out.
This is Broly, and you are watching Slow Plays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.